Look at the causes of nationalism in Asia. So nationalism, this is a word that carries a meaning of the love someone has for his or her country. The love someone has for his or her society. If someone loves his or her society, we say that that person is nationalistic. So nationalism in Asia has been driven by the complex arrow of historical, cultural, economic and political factors. So the following are some of the key causes of nationalism in Asia. We want to see why was there nationalism? What is the causes of nationalism within Asia? One, it is the colonialism and imperialism. When the European countries that we mentioned way back, that is France, Spain, Japan, Portugal, colonized these areas or colonized some of the territories within Asia, their legacy, something that they left behind, legacy is something that you leave behind. The legacy of colonialism and imperialism has contributed significantly to the rise of nationalism in Asia. Many Asian countries were colonized by European powers. So when these European powers colonized these areas, they ensured that they imposed their foreign cultures. Their language is made to be spoken by the people. They make sure that they set up institutions that follows their culture. At the end of the day, this created a sense of resentment and fueled nationalistic movement. The nationalistic groups in Asia wanted to make sure that they bring back their indigenous cultures instead of following those of the colonialists and imperialists that they came with during their period of colonialism and imperialism. Two, the economic inequality and exploitation has also given birth to the rise of nationalism in Asia. It is important to note that many Asian countries or territories have experienced significant economic growth, but still this growth has often been accompanied with the rise of income inequality and exploitation by the foreign powers. Foreign powers, what they did, they overexploited the Asian countries. They promoted the economic inequality. How? For them, they gave themselves the biggest share. They made sure that for them they are economically stable, and at the end of the day, some regions in Asia were left backwards in terms of economic development. So they created economic inequality, and they overexploited some of the some of the Asian power. At the end of the day, it forced the nationalistic groups to demand for reforms or changes from the colonial governments. We have culture and religious identity. This has also played a significant role in the development of nationalism in Asia. Many of the Asian countries have a rich culture and religious heritage, and the nationalistic movements have often sought to promote and protect this identity. So the Asians have fought tooth and nail to ensure that they protect their culture, their religious culture, their religious teachings away from Western influence. So at the end of the day, nationalism is promoted. That love to protect their culture, that love to protect their indigenous religion made them to fight or to stage up or to get that nationalistic feeling towards their religion. We have the anti-imperialism and the anti-colonialism also play a significant role in promoting nationalism in Asia. The struggle against imperialism and colonialism have also been a major driver of nationalism in Asia. Many of the Asian countries or territories have experienced foreign domination, and the nationalistic movements have been staged often to resist foreign influence in their area. For many of the Asian countries try to put their resistances towards the colonial rule or towards the foreign rule in their area. They never wanted to be dominated by the colonialists. A good example was in India. When the British took over India, the Indians tried to put resistance towards the colonial rule that was imposed on them by the British. So that gave birth to love, that nationalistic love. The feelings of nationalism increased amongst the people of Asia. We have modernization and industrialization. This has also contributed a lot towards the rise of nationalism in Asia. As Asian countries have modernized and industrialized, they have often sought to assert their independence and also their sovereignty in face of foreign influence and domination. When Asian countries developed or they modernized, they industrialized, they saw no need of being under the control or the leadership of foreign powers. So at the end of the day, they demanded for independence. So in this situation, their nationalistic feelings increased because they got modernity, they modernized, and at the same time they got industries industrialized. So they saw no need of still being under the control of the foreign power. So that love increased after them seeing that now we are modernized, we have civilized, we have everything. No need of us being under the control of the foreign powers. We have the ethnic and linguistic diversity also played a bigger role towards the rise of nationalism in Asia. It is important to note that many of the Asian territories are home to diverse ethnic and linguistic groups, and nationalistic movements have often sought to promote and protect this identity. Linguistic deals with the language. The Asians are interested in maintaining and protect Asian countries. We are fighting tooth and nail to make sure that their culture, their language is protected, not adopting Western language. Ethics, it is the way people conduct themselves, the policies, the principles that governs a particular group of people or society. So they wanted to maintain their ethics, how they conduct. They never wanted to be assimilated. They wanted to keep their language. That love to protect their language and to protect their culture, their ethics, made them to have that nationalistic feelings, to grow, to have the love for their nation. The historical grievances and injustices also played a significant role towards the rise of nationalism in Asian territories. Many of the Asian countries have experienced historical injustice, such as colonialism, imperialism, and wars. And nationalistic movements have often sought to address these grievances and promote justice, and at the end of the day, promote equality. So the Asians realize that they have gone through wars, they have experienced wars, they have experienced a lot of instabilities, there are cases of injustice in their country, so they wanted to ensure that there is justice and there are no more wars. So that is why we are seeing them having nationalistic feelings for their country. So those are some of the factors that favored the rise and growth of nationalism in Asia.